this time we'll be taking a look at Kon-El Conner Kent Superboy, who first appeared in The Adventures of Superman number 500 as part of the Reign of Superman story. Now, he does come with his piece of Trigon and the button. The card in back here has got the biography and statistics here, as well as a look at the other figures in the wave. Very good sculpt on this, with a nice sculpted jacket. The hair, got that 90s haircut. It's pretty cool. The face, is a nice sculpt, but I think they could have given him a smile, because he was always, at least initially, a very happy kind of character. He's got these nice glasses, and they don't come off, but you can see that his eyes are painted there underneath. So that's a nice touch. Now, his arms, because the jacket is sculpted as a jacket, they are a little bit limited than your average DC Universe Classics figure. Also a letdown is this leg here was really, you can probably tell here, it's still kind of bent, but it was really bent in the packaging because of the way it was, because of the way it was in there. I don't know if other people have had that trouble with that leg as well, but mine seemed to be really bent in like that. I've fixed it a little bit. May have to try and fix it again. Other than that, it's a great figure. Really will go well with the Eradicator and Regenerated Superman, and if you have them, the DC Superheroes Steel and the DC Superheroes Cyborg Superman, that would complete your Reign of Supermen characters. The paint job is very good, except for a little bit on the right boot. It's very clean. You got this nice Superman symbol on the front, and an even cooler Superman symbol on the back. That yellow really pops out against the black. That's probably why they did it when the original costume, when they designed the costume in the comics. And there's also some great details on the jacket with the little snaps up here, and the zippers, and the little buckle at the end. All very nice. Of course, he is a clone of Superman, and he's created after Superman died fighting Doomsday. And Project Cadmus, the director of Project Cadmus, Paul Westfield, stole Superman's body, wanting to create clones of Superman. And needless to say, they got the body back, but he did manage to obtain a sample of Superman's DNA. Some guesswork was needed because of the indestructible nature of Superman's body and the natural Kryptonian resistance to, or Kryptonian DNA resistance to cloning, or at least Earth cloning techniques. And after 12 failed attempts, they had a success, and a single cell grew into the teenage boy within a week. Now, this teenage boy escapes during the artificial aging process, and he's been implanted with some memories and knowledge of sort of like what Cadmus thinks is a modern teen. He's kind of a little bit skewed in that he's literally a creation of what they think a teenager should be or is. So he escapes, and he starts calling himself Superman because he really believes himself to be the clone of Superman and the heir to the name and the whole sort of fame and adoration that being Superman entails. It's kind of cool in that he learns during the whole reign of the Superman story what being Superman, the real Superman, is. And so by the time the real Superman shows up, he knows what it's like and glad to give back the name of Superman to the real Superman. During the time that he was around and Superman was not, he hired this manager. And this manager is sort of a skeezy, sleazy type. And so what they do is they actually trademark the Superman S symbol, and which leads to kind of a funny and ironic situation compared to real life, where Superman has to sue to get his rights back to wear the shield, and eventually Superboy dissuades the sleazy manager to sign back the rights to the Superman shield for $1 to Superman. It's kind of funny that Superboy was involved in a legal battle over rights, copyrights, because that's what would eventually happen in the 2000s with the Schuster's families suing for rights to Superboy. After a while, he is convinced to return to Cadmus Labs and actually kind of becomes an agent of Cadmus for a while. He first learns that he's a clone hybrid using the DNA of Paul Westfield and Superman to create him. So he's not strictly a clone of Superman. He's also got some human DNA in him as well. And then he's later taken by Superman to the Fortress of Solitude, where he learns a little bit about the history of the House of El and is given the name Kon-El by Superman. Superboy, the series also delved into an interesting kind of take to explain all the weird DC Universe continuity problems that arose, and that was hyper time, and it explored hyper time in probably the biggest way out of all the DC titles. And during his hyper time adventures, he meets the Legion of Superheroes, the second Legion of Superheroes, and the Earth 2 Kal-El Superboy. Of course, all that is wiped away pretty much by Infinite Crisis. I mentioned before how he had left during the artificial aging process, and so because he did that, he stopped aging. Eventually, he has this aging lock removed during the Sins of Youth storyline. Pretty funny little story. I think it was a DC 5th Week event where all the adult heroes were made into kids, and all the kid heroes were grown to adults, and because of his aging lock, he was stuck, and it was kind of killing him. So they found out how to release that lock. So he became like a Superman for a little bit. And of course, everything returned back to normal after that. So it was just before that he joined along with Wonder Girl and Robin and Impulse to form Young Justice. They were later joined by The Secret and Arrowette, and had a pretty good run. Was a nice Peter David written series. He develops feelings for Wonder Girl, the Cassie Sandsmark Wonder Girl. She develops feelings for him, but it's not in. They don't reveal those feelings until the very last day. From there, he goes into the Teen Titans after Donna Troy's death ends the Titans and Young Justice teams. They come back together as Teen Titans. And it's there that he learns that the DNA, the human DNA in him, was actually not Westfield's, but was switched at the last minute to Lex Luthor. And so he has this whole thing with, am I going to be like Lex Luthor, or am I going to be like Superman? He then gets thrown forward in time, or taken forward in time, and spends a good amount with the Legion of Superheroes. Again, the second Legion, I think. Then he comes back and establishes the Conner Kent identity, and spends a lot of time with Mom and Pa Kent on the farm in Smallville. And then, of course, he's killed in Infinite Crisis, and he's then resurrected during the Legion of Three Worlds, using the same technology that revived Superman, only it takes him 1,000 years to recover. Once more, he's about to get his own series, and he's also about to rejoin the Teen Titans, so things are looking up for Superboy right now. Articulation. Head goes side to side. It's very tight, and you can hear it creaking there. Goes up and down very nicely. Arms go all the way around. The jacket does kind of get in the way just a little bit. Out to the side, and in. Rotates at the bicep, bends at the elbow, rotates at the wrist. He has torso articulation. The jacket doesn't get in the way of that, so that's pretty cool. Waist articulation. The belt here does get in the way of that, so I wouldn't try and do that too often. Legs go up a little bit, not back so much. Out to the side. Rotate. Bend at the knee, bend at the ankle, and this is quite loose. A little bit of a concern for me. So anyway, that'll be it for Superboy, the, I guess, first appearance Superboy, a Kon-El Conner Kent version at least. And stay tuned for my next review, which will be Cyclotron. Until then, see ya.